Please use keyframe frequency for 4 seconds or less. Currently keyframed or not. I have no idea what that means. Utterly no idea what that means. How is this for everyone else? Are they able to see everything alright? Is this fine? Hi Curio, how are you? I'm using OBS this time instead of just the normal stuff, which is why I'm a little bit worried about this. Anyway, so hello, welcome to the Post-Mortom stream. This is the third one. Oh my god, I've been doing this for 6 weeks. Ah, that's weird. So what was it? What were we going to do? Yeah, so I've got this streaming software, which hopefully will make this more interesting. And my plan is for us to... what was my plan? Yeah, my plan is for us to actually watch back last week's Trans 101 video, and then we can, you know, just do the notes live. Because it's only 5 minutes, so it doesn't really take much time at all. Rad, yeah, thanks. Is also, since you're watching, mate, is this smooth enough? Because it's saying that the connection isn't great. Just before I start the video. Excellent connection. Okay, great, cool. It's fine. So, blup. Here's the video. Right there. That's the wrong way. This is all mirrored. I don't like this. Anyway, so let's just start this video then. Alright mate, so in this video we're going to be talking about transphobia. Yay! But no, in all seriousness, there does seem to be a lot of confusion around what is transphobic and what isn't transphobic, and although I'm not going to be able to go over every instance of what is transphobic in this video, I can give you the basic fundamentals. Okay, I have no issues with the intro. Then there's always comments, resources, all that stuff that is always nice. I haven't put the resources down below yet. Need to do that. If talking about transphobia is a psychological trigger for you, don't watch this video. Please take care of yourself. I will hate for this video to be cause of undue distress. Please take care. Transphobia is the discrimination and bigotry against trans people that is rooted in the incorrect belief that trans people are not in fact their true gender, but rather the gender that they were assigned at birth. Okay, that's fine so far. Right, yeah, this joke, I think the editing works really well, and I'm really proud of that editing. Not a note, just want to brag a little bit, because I think it works. It's probably a little bit cringy, and that's fine if it's a little bit cringy, but yeah. And my hair looked great just going back. It's just bigotry and discrimination a bit more. In my experience, people with a certain level of social bias and privilege tend to think of the KKK or Nazis or witch hunters or groups like that when they hear the word bigotry. So this is the bit that I think I kind of play for lead. So as we all know, Trans 101 is for people who don't have an understanding of transgender subject matter. That's like the target audience that's the level of information I'm giving. And I think in this little segment where, let's just go back a couple of seconds. Those groups are examples of bigotry and discrimination a bit more. In my experience, people with a certain level of social bias and privilege tend to think of the KKK or not. Okay, people with a certain level of social bias and privilege. Now, if you're in this little group of leftists and online people, then you probably understand what all that means, but I do think... I laughed out loud, Lord. Cool, thank you, Curio. But no, yeah, what was it I forgot what I said. Yeah, social bias and privilege. So that language is a little bit inaccessible for most people, and I know that this video is about social bias and privilege, and I go on to explain kind of what those mean, but I don't sort of do that in the text. It's more so if you watch this video a couple of times and like maybe watch some other things, you understand what I mean by that. So that's a failure on my part on the writing.
and I need to try and make the language a bit more accessible for the people who I'm actually aiming this towards. I'm not saying that people I'm aiming this towards don't know what those words mean, but I need to assume that they don't, so that I don't alienate them or freak them out 1 minute into the video. Yeah, so like social bias and privilege, we all know what that I mean by that. When I say a certain level of social bias and a certain level of social privilege, I mean cis people, heterosexual people, like able-bodied people, white people, and those sort of people. The people who have social, like societal privilege and don't have to think about what their sex is, what their gender is, or any of this sort of stuff. They just live their lives and it's not a concern. And therefore they also have biases, which we talk about later on in this video, so I'm just going to continue with the video for now.
Or witch hunters, or groups like that when they hear the word bigotry. But those groups are examples of explicit and violent bigotry. And like most things in this series,
I would say, I do like how I snuck TERFs in with like Nazis and the KKK, because yeah, they're a hate group in the same sort of way, and I want people who are watching this to know that, so I just sort of slip them in, which means when people watch this video and they hear just that list, they just hear Nazis, TERFs, KKK, they associate, or at least my aim is for them to associate TERFs with that sort of hatred, and therefore when they see TERF in a news article or somewhere else, they'll have that association in their brain. It's social engineering, and I feel a little bit devious doing that, but I mean, come on, TERFs are assholes.
there's more than one brand of bigotry. So what are those different brands?
Anyway, I keep, okay, here we go. So people keep asking me about the eggs, and I don't know if I should divulge that information. I've divulged it in another stream on someone else's channel. I'm not going to tell you where though, because I kind of like it being an in-joke for people who know. But also, I do like this title card, and this is really cool. This is way better. I actually have stuff to talk about.
I've already touched on explicit bigotry. It's the kind of KKK, the Nazis, TERFs, and the alt-right use. It's an active form of bigotry that undeniably discriminates against and oppresses people based on who they are. Explicit bigots fight against the civil rights and sometimes even the human rights of their victims. We can all agree that they're arseholes. And the best approach for them then is to just ignore them, because giving them exposure just gives them more followers, which gives them more power, which gives them influence over public perception of their victims. The other form of bigotry is a bit more insidious. It's casual bigotry, and it typically expresses itself as thoughts and opinions that people learn from their elders or from older pieces of media, and they were able to nestle their way into our beliefs because we didn't realise when we first were given them that they were bad. And the reason for that is our social biases. For example,
There. I've explained what social biases are. No, I haven't. I'm about to explain what social biases are. I think that speech, that section, is alright. And it's a little bit oversimplified, obviously, but it has to be, and I mean, yeah, when I put the resources in later, which I really should have done a week ago, people will be able to go and like read more deeply into like hereditary opinions and things like that. But the idea of what I'm getting across is media and our family deliver messages to us, and we internalize those messages just as normal, and those invent biases essentially, which I think I get across pretty well. But you be the judge.
the outdated idea.
Also, I really like this new title card thingy that I'm doing. Like I try to push the motion graphics in each Trans 101 video, because obviously it's still in its teething phase. Like this first month is kind of been trying to figure out what I want it to look like, what I want it to be, and I'm really happy with this. I can't remember his screen name right now, but the dude who did all of my text graphic, or like the background to this, and my banner and the thumbnail stuff and all that, fantastic artist, and I'll like link him down below, his Twitter and all that sort of stuff. I really hope he he goes by he, him pronouns and not they. I hope I haven't done that again. Anyway, let's continue.
Sex and gender are the same, result in the transphobic idea that trans women are actually men dressed as women. Those who express casual bigotry don't typically realise that their views are bigoted, and when faced with that reality, they can sometimes...
Because that's what privilege is. It's the ability to just live your life without having to think about the things that you're doing or saying or your gender or anything. Yeah, like I have to think about how my presentation and my gender is going to affect me walking out my door. Like, cis person doesn't really have to do that. Obviously, being a woman, it's linked to that as well. So cis women probably understand that a little bit. But anyway, continuing. I didn't need to comment on this. The video is clear.
Feel personally attacked. This is often because when they hear the word bigoted, they think of explicit bigotry and the non-explicit bigots, so they get defensive. And that defensiveness shows itself as yielding, and they refuse to believe that their views are built on bigoted foundations, which is what makes casual bigotry so pervasive, because it can...
Just want to pause to say Curio has tagged not Lord Atkin, who is the graphic designer. Fantastic dude, like go check him out, and he does use he and pronouns, so thank you for that, Eric. Thank you for doing that. What was I saying? Yeah, let's just keep going.
Those that it's invested into being its bodyguards. This is also why it's...
So I want to have a talk about the language I'm using in that section. Things like burying itself into your beliefs and like infesting people and this sort of stuff, like biases infesting people. Because in my experience, when we talk to people who have biases, like cis-het people or white people or whatever, able-bodied people, you know, all the rest, and we're telling them, this section is basically worded to A, make people with privilege feel like they're not being attacked, and I think that is a lot of how things tend to go, and it's also sort of kind of taking a stance against our side, like the people who tell people that they have privilege, and sort of telling them off about the way they're doing it, because we don't draw a line enough between casual bigotry and explicit bigotry. And I think it's something that needs to be made more clear. It's like, because when I tell somebody that they're being casually transphobic, all they hear is transphobic. So if I just sort of say, well, you have some biases because of like how our society works, and those biases can harm like trans people just in a domino effect way, not because you mean to, just by a sort of like domino effect that you didn't realise was happening, then they sort of feel less attacks, I've noticed, and it's in this section I'm using language like infested and stuff like that to very much sort of, I guess, almost socially engineer a way of talking about this subject that doesn't make people with privilege feel like the villains, and doesn't like, but still gets across the importance of like transphobia and how terrible it is and all that sort of stuff. Also, I realise I'm not really talking about transphobia in this, I'm talking about bigotry. But it's, yeah, I could have made it entirely trans-focused, but I didn't need to. The lighting does that.
It's hard to rid the world of it, because in order to do so, every single person is going to have to go through a period of introspection where they evaluate all of their beliefs and biases, identify the ones that are casually bigoted, and then go through the harder work of ridding themselves of them.
This bit. So I wanted to make it clear to the like cis people watching that it's not just them. Everybody, I would argue, everyone pretty much on the planet has some level of privilege, apart from maybe people who are like entirely paralysed in their beds. And yeah, it's important for all of us, even like me. I mean, I posted on Twitter today about like my ableism and stuff like that, and tackling that privilege and trying to it's a massive uphill, almost Sisyphean battle of trying to make everybody take some time on introspection, which is selfless, really. I mean, yes, it will give the person doing it a better picture of the world and be able to communicate with more people, but it is a selfless thing to think about your biases and how they're affecting others, and then changing your behavior for those other people that were being harmed by your previous behavior. And I don't know, we're not ever going to be able to make 100% of the people do that, but conformity is a thing. So if we can get a lot of people doing that, then how culture changes and how society progresses, like more and more people do it, and it will just become a thing. And obviously there will be reactionaries who are like, oh, why is everybody like checking their biases? But yeah, and I think saying taking note of your biases is better than saying check your privilege, because check your privilege very much sort of seems like you telling someone, oh yeah, you're privileged, you need to like check that and sort that out. Whereas if you sort of say like take note of your biases, it's like, oh no, you obviously have some biases and you just need to like, take note of them. That's fine. It's a less aggressive way of saying it, and for the more centristy people, I think less aggressive is the way to go, because then they'll feel more invited over to our side and like actually listen to what we have to say. I feel like a lot of language that the left has been using pushes centrists away, and therefore kind of pushes them into the right. And that's very much what I'm trying to do with the language in this video, because it is a very, very like knife-edge subject. We've got some comments. What's this? The cognitive society. It's a very intelligent move if people identify with their bigotry and separate procedure with that much harder. Wait, what? Sorry, I'm dyslexic, and I know I'm out of frame. I'm just reading. It's a very intelligent move. If people identify with their bigotry, the separation procedure will be that much harder. I like it. Hey, by the way. Hey, yeah, exactly. The separation will be harder. And people... So that when I said in this video about the bodyguard thing, I know I'm not making any notes, but I just really like this video, so there's not many negative notes I have. With the bodyguard thing of like people identifying with their bigotry, it's more not so much that they identify with their bigotry, it's that their bigotry cloaks itself as part of their identity. So their bigotry sort of like holds hands with their like cishood and becomes cis-normativity, and therefore they just don't think about it. It's just like, oh no, that's just me being cis. That's fine. And it's like, no, look closer. One of those things is a virus, the other is fine. And people can make jokes about cis being a virus, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the bigotry and the bias are the virus, and that being cis is perfectly fine. Yeah, right, we've only got a little bit of the video left, let's continue.
But as we've seen recently, the victim had felt being told that you might harbour some casually bigoted beliefs can be so strong that it results in a person developing explicitly bigoted behaviours. For some examples of this, just look at the rise in white nationalism or the return of the Nazis. I mean, it's been 74 years, only 74 years, and they're already back.
This is kind of what I was saying about the aggressive language pushing people to the right. Using this sort of aggressive language makes people feel like they're being attacked when you're basically just trying to say that they have casual bigotry, and they can deal with that if they chose to. But by just sort of saying, oh no, yeah, you have privilege, you're a privileged person, you have casual bigotry, you need to sort that out. They feel like they're being called a bigot, and that isn't what anyone wants to be or anyone sees themselves as, so they get defensive, and then the right wing are like, oh no, yeah, we know that those leftists are awful, aren't they, just come over here. So trying to use more polite, sort of inviting language, like to have open a dialogue and a conversation, is what I'm trying to do with this video. For the leftist audience, obviously for the centrist audience, I'm trying to explain this to them in a polite way. Yeah. So, cis people are viruses. I was like, no, that is out of context. How dare you? You're so... No, that's not what I said at all. I mean, sure, that is what I said, but there's other things around it. Don't turn that into a GIF. You can turn the sigh into a GIF, because that's just my mood. But oh, also, that egg, let's go back 2 seconds. This one, oh, no, okay. That's the sigh. This is also my cum face. So this, no one's understood this joke, so I'm just going to explain it. It's Deliveroo. I wanted the egg to be like looking at takeaway menus like that you used to get for the door, but that's not really a thing anymore. We just order on our phones, so it's a takeaway joke. No one got the pun. So yeah, I'm explaining the joke.
It's all of our responsibilities to interrogate our biases and rid the world of the casually bigoted views and nurture. And what makes doing that easier, or at least what has made it easier for me, is realising that having biases doesn't make you a bad person. It's entirely fine to have biases. But what makes you an irresponsible person is not keeping an eye on what beliefs those biases are allowing into your mind. As always, I'm going to be down in the comments, so feel free to leave me questions or comments or expansions or whatever. I'm going to be down there talking. There's also the resources for more stuff on this subject in the description. And if you want more of these videos, then please do hop over to Patreon or phone me the all this change in my
Yeah,
PayPal,
so this isn't anything. We're not interested in this, are we?
I like eating, and I like
I will say, I am really happy with all of this, though. I don't know if you can see the mouse on screen. But, like, the fact that the patrons like scroll in under this like rip is really nice. Obviously having the credits here. Once like, if there's more people to credit, obviously it won't just be me and Zoe. Also thank you Zoe Blade for letting us all do this. Hi Sky, how are you? Are you here? Because I know I'm waiting on you. Hope you're not like outside. If you are, just ring the bell. Yeah, Sky and I are going to watch Endgame after this, so I'm only going to stream until 6. But no, yeah, and I love that I've mixed the blue one and the red one, with the red and grey one even. The text is nice and readable, it's very aesthetic, and it just feels very natural and flows. Obviously, if I had more subscribers, more patrons, this would continue scrolling for a bit longer, and would be a bit more interesting to look at. And also, if you're wondering why Catherine's name is larger, it's the different tiers on Patreon. And I'm not going to keep shitting Patreon, sorry. And yeah, I'm just really happy with this. I do think I need to try and figure out how to make it shorter though, so that the links don't pop up now. And also, there's a big empty thing here. So if you haven't been on my channel for very long, the reason I ducked down is because when I was doing Vedim back in 2017, God, I didn't know how to end videos. I kept rambling on, so I was just like, bye, and then dove out of frame, and it just sort of stuck. But it doesn't really fit now with this, it's going to get rid of this, and show you all the mess on my desktop. But it doesn't really fit now with that new end screen. So let me know, do you think I should keep the dive out, but just have it in that little frame, or should I not bother with it anymore? I mean, I guess I need to, yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Okay, I'm on route, hey. Sky, if you want a bigger name, you gotta give me more money. It's only fair. Can't give other rules for other people. You're like one of my best friends. That feels really weird just sort of saying that. I'm sorry. Alright, let's open up all of this, because now that we don't need that other frame open. Cool. Ooh, we've had a busy stream. Right, well, that I didn't have many notes on that. I'm also just sort of wanted to expand on things. There were a few comments, but a lot of the comments on that video were about just compliments from people. I mean, we can go to that video and look at the comments, but they were mostly just, yeah. Let's do that. If anyone has any subjects they want to talk about though, or anything they want to bring up, then cool. What's this? I want a bigger name. Keep the drive out. Keep the dive out. I like it. It's fun. Okay. What's everyone else think? I mean, I kind of like the dive out. I just don't know how long I need to keep the empty chair there for. Because, yeah. I'm being really conscious of my voice. So yeah, there's a lot of people saying this series is really good. Keep bashing the fascist lady. Not really talking about fascists in the transphobia video, but thank you. Right, there's 4 comments. I have experienced this heel digging, quoting me, before talking to people about sexuality, religion, politics, belief, etc. With some folks, even if you try to a gentle approach, they will push back or maybe even dig a trench, if you know what I mean. A lot of bigotry is grown and nurtured at home and then reinforced in social life. It's an uphill battle, and of course introspection can be a painful exercise. I've had a relevant to reevaluate many of my positions and admit serious errors. And that is by Steve Froster. I didn't ask these people's permission if I could read this out, but they are public on the video. What's this saying? Please just keep... oh, whatever, it's fine. The late stage capitalism at its finest. I don't understand what you mean, Sky. I feel like I've covered this comment really in the rest of the stream already. This is a great video, blah blah blah. I don't really want to just read out compliments. And that one's just sort of saying they hope my channel continues to grow, so do I. Thank you. Right, yeah, I'm done with the dissection. So if anyone else has any more comments about the video, feel free to say. But right now, I'm happy to just sort of like chill out and chat to you for a bit, because still got half an hour until I need to go. Sky said late stage capitalism at its finest. I don't quite know what that was in reference to or what it means, so I'm sorry. Also, this appears to be buffering a lot. Is it fine for you? Because if not, then I'll have to try and fix that and technical issues. Eric said it was jumpy earlier. Is it still quite jumpy? Right, I'm trying to set it music, but it's okay. Let's just use my phone for music. It's not going to sound best, but it will be something, won't it? Someone dropped away. It's probably Sky. She's probably gone into a tunnel. Let's use some of Zoe's music, because she... oh, for God's sake. Freaking... there, that one. Yes, cool. There we go. Sorry Alice, I keep losing the stream. I really want to chat and ask questions, but I can't at the moment. That might be me, not you. Yeah, I'm using OBS, and that I think is maybe taking up quite a bit of bandwidth or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, it says I have excellent connection, so it should be alright now, but I don't know. Maybe my computer's just overloaded because it's not really designed for this. Let's see. Let's just try and keep going. Yeah. So what happened this week? What happened over this fortnight since we last streamed? A lot has happened. Oh god, a lot has happened actually. So last month was really intense. And it went by like that. It was insane. But March Day was fun. May Day was fun, not March Day. I'm an idiot. So yeah, for those who don't know, because I didn't before being invited to May Day, May Day is a workers' thing. I mean, everyone else but me probably knows this. I don't know. You're back for me, yay, cool. So May Day is basically like where workers' unions and communists and anarchists and lots of sort of like pro-worker people kind of march through London, and I believe it's a worldwide thing. But what we did was we went on a march through London, which was fun, and there were these two TERFs there holding a sign which like said woman, and then it said woman again with in brackets verb, and then biological female adult, and it's like fuck you guys. And after the march we ended up in Trafalgar Square, and there was like a load of speeches being made by the Lions, and there was a bunch of people with banners like stood behind the people with speeches and like in front of them and everything, and one of those banners was the TERFs. So me, Muke, who was a fellow YouTuber that I met that day, and then a bunch of other like trans people and allies all decided to get together and stand in front of that sign, and then the TERFs got angry, so they like tried to move in front of us, so we moved in front of them again. One of them punched one of us, and then we just stayed. We didn't touch them at all. We shouted at them a little bit, and just basically created a whole ruckus that got all of the people who were like volunteers of May Day coming over to us and sort of like asking what the whole deal is. Then eventually the police got called over. Muke got pushed over by one of the one of the TERFs, and eventually the police were sort of telling us to leave, and we were like, no, we're not going to go until you also tell them to go. And I explained the whole situation to one of the police officers, because like I'm, as per tell you, the police whisperer. I'm not joking, because every time I'm in like a confrontation where police are, I always seem to be the person that like can talk to the police without getting them more pissed off. And then they sort of like understood and like told us to stand where we were, and I was like, that's fine. And once they got the TERFs away, we also left, like being true to our word, because we're honest, decent people, unlike TERFs. You're lost again. Yeah, I don't know how well this is going to go unless I stop the stream and start it again, because it isn't going to be great. This might just have to be one where people want to watch it back. Oh, switching Wi-Fi connection's going to be really... That's not the best idea, Alice. Okay, it's back to excellent connection, so it should be back. It just keeps switching for... Oh no, it's gone again. Please use keyframe frequency for 4 seconds or less. Current keyframes are not being sent. I do not know what that means. Please use keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently keyframes are not being sent often enough, which will cause buffering, which is what's happening. The current keyframe frequency is 8.3 seconds. Not that ingestion error can cause incorrect GOP group of picture size. I do not know what any of that means. That was not a helpful more information. I mean, okay, having the video there is cool and all, but until I get a more powerful computer or a better internet connection, I don't think it's going to be the way forwards. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I really don't know what to do. There's not much I can really do at all. stopping the stream and starting again. Duration 300 meters per second. Can I, what if I up that to 400 ms? Is that helping? No. Okay, I don't know what this means. I don't get it. I don't understand. Someone help me. Please. Someone who's like actually experienced this. Talk to trans people in a normalised way. Oh no, yeah, that was a cool thing. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, which I presume most of you do, then what was it? I went to get some laser tattoo removal because one of my tattoos is messed up, and I do want to. Actually, I'm thinking, is the buffering gonna be in the archive footage? No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be in the archive footage. I hope it's not in the archive footage. But anyway, I went to get some laser tattoo removal because I need to correct on my tattoos. More on that later. But on my way home, I have to walk through a field, which in the UK we call a park. And there's like a group of about 4 lads between the ages of like 10 and 14, all playing, probably like brothers, but maybe some friends from school. There was a woman there and a dude, so I assume they were the parents of one or all of these kids. The football got, and they were playing football. The football got launched off towards the carnival that's there at the moment. It's like the dad and one of the kids went over to get that, and as I walked past the others who were all standing around just chatting, I overheard them like talking about trans people, and they said, oh, you know, like the Kardashians, like one of them's trans, and then I didn't really hear clearly the rest of it, but it was clear that they weren't talking about trans people in a derogatory way. They weren't demonizing us, they weren't sensationalizing us or fetishizing us or anything like that. They're too young to fetishize us, but still, maybe not. They were just talking about trans people in a normal way, and they had most of the language to do so. Well, they had the word transgender, which I would like to think it also means they have the word cisgender, but I don't know. Because if you know what black is, you should know what white is. So yeah, it was a really nice experience, because usually when I get clocked as trans, which is all the time because I don't prescribe to passing, more on that in 2 videos time. What was I saying? It's somebody like giving me a death threat or catcalling or just being a dick in some way. So it's really nice to just pass a family, and then the kids just like start talking about trans people in a really normalizing way, and it just shows that progress is actually being made, or at least with the younger generations, progress is actually being made, which is really cool. That's really cool. I'm not saying that if there was a trans kid at their school they wouldn't make fun of them, but it's still really cool. So yeah. And right, I'm going to keep going for 20 minutes. I know that this is probably now unwatchable. But there's still 4 people watching, so maybe it's not terribly unwatchable. Maybe they just can't comment in time for anything. Please do feel free to comment. I'll just jump back. I can remember what I've said, don't worry. Yeah. But no, this has like been the best stream so far, I'd say. There's never been a point where there hasn't been at least 2 people watching, so that's cool. Oh yeah, the channel was like doing insanely well. It does help that like Curio and Mia, or Eric and Mia, sorry, keep shouting me out on Twitter. Thank you to you both, you are lovely, and just meh. But yeah, but the channel's like doing pretty well now. Like it got stuck at like 690 or something for a while, and in like the past week now I'm just looking at it now, I'm on 760, which is insane. I don't know where 10 of those subscribers have come from. But yeah, so thank you everyone for like thinking that what I have to say is worth listening to, because that's a lot of people. Like my goal for this year was to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of it. So the fact that it's only May and I'm already like over halfway to 800, that's insane. So thank you so much. I don't think that what I have to say is worth that many people's attention, but apparently some people do. And then yeah, Mia even shouted me out on YouTube, so that was really nice of her. And it also meant that someone that I was talking to on a dating app saw it and were like, "You're famous." I was like, I'm not famous. It's not why I do this at all. This is a hobby I've had for nearly a decade. August will be a decade. That I'm just trying to turn into work so that I can actually, do something I enjoy while making money. Even if it just feeds me, that's fine. And like public attention is just a byproduct of that. I'm not interested in the public attention stuff at all, really. I mean, I like doing interview live streamy things, like those are fun. I like sort of like collaborating with people and helping people with their videos, but I haven't gone into this with star in my eyes. I started making YouTube videos in 2009 when I was 13, and just like felt really lonely, like lost with my gender identity, just entirely, yeah. And then I just found people like Charlie McDonnell and some people we don't name anymore, and like the Vlog Brothers, and got enamored with them, and then started to like make videos myself, just trying to be like these people that I enjoyed. And then I got into forums and like started talking to people, and we shared each other's videos with each other. Like I started a couple like 5 Awesome Girls type channels. If you don't know what that reference is, wow, I'm really showing my YouTube age. God, I really am showing my YouTube age. Basically, a 5 Awesome Girls channel is like where it's a daily vlog channel, but each day of the week is done by a different person. It's like I had Thursdays on both of the ones that I was part of, so I had to upload a video every single Thursday, and then the person who did Wednesdays uploaded every Wednesday, and that was really fun. It didn't really take or last that long because trying to get 5 teenagers to all do something like constantly is hard, but that was like basically my version of like garage banding. Like whereas kids in the 90s listened to Nirvana and like rocking out to garage band, or like making their own bands in garages, I and a bunch of other people found like YouTube when it was in its infancy. Like there weren't brands or ads or anything really, we were just messing about and having fun. And then like around 2012, like 2013, the YouTube space opened and brands got more involved, and then like by 2014 the barriers went up and the whole us and them conversation started to happen. And now like in 2015 like Logan Paul came around, and it's just got more and more corporate as the past 3 years have like rolled on. It's insane, really, it is. And I never started YouTube to try and get famous. It was just a hobby I had. I was uploading weird animations and like chubby bunny challenges, and it was just a way to socialise and meet people and just feel like I was part of something, feel like I belong somewhere. And now it's got quite big, and some of like my friends got big and sort of vanished, but I'm still not. I mean, I would like to make money from this, like enough to pay my rent and eat food, but it's still just a hobby for me. And I'm very, very conscious of like the whole social responsibility thing. I've been here since '09. I remember the like first YouTube like consent conversations, like, and the reason those happened is because people didn't take check of the responsibility that having a big audience or having any kind of audience puts on you. It didn't take into account all of that, and everyone was like an idiot teenager, so I'm not making excuses for anyone. But yeah, I'm really, really aware of like audience creator dynamics because I am from 2009 YouTube. But I'm just droning on now. It's just no one seems to be able to comment, and I think it's because the video keeps bugging out. 1 minute, I have messages, and I think Sky might be here. ETA 610. We have to leave Venray. Someone who used to live is also coming, great. Give me a few minutes. My internet sucks. I don't know if it's your internet that sucks. What's that? Ertinfizz? Ertinfizz? I'm dyslexic, give me a break. Wow, this lag is bad. I still haven't popped back up. This lag is bad. Wow. Anyway, talking about how bad the lag is isn't going to help it, is it? Here I am. I have feedback for anyone who's wondering what's going on. For anyone who wondered why I had to run away, there's lots. I live in a HMO, which is like a house with multiple occupancy. So technically, we just rent a room and then use the kitchen as a communal space. But that means that there's lots of people like rotating out of here. And we get a lot of their mail. And someone who used to live here like 2 years ago has just come to collect a load of mail. So yeah, that's why I had to run away. But yeah, what is it? We've got 10 minutes left. If anyone has any more questions, then feel free. I've been chat today. That's interesting. I'm also trying to focus on speaking with my lips rather than my throat, because that's what my speech therapist told me to do, and I also prefer sounding like this. I think it sounds better and frankly more natural. I sound like less of a geezer, more of a person. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to mention about the last video. It was so English. Like, it was so English. Like, you're right, mate. And all that crap. Oh, I'm so English. Makes me a little bit sick. I'm realizing just how, like, the lag is like a good minute. Maybe even like 2 minutes. Oh, it's buffering again. So I'm kind of thinking, maybe I'll wait. I'm gonna wait, and if anyone has any comments, then they can do it. And I realise that you're 2 minutes behind me, so sure. I realise that for anyone watching this back, this isn't particularly enthralling, but yeah, it's what it is. What's this? Strong contender for Goy of the Month. Tony Robinson got cream pied. That's great. Yeah, I'm gonna go for an hour, because gonna go to the end game with Sky, so that'll be fun. Yeah. Oh, it's a 3-hour movie. It's 181 minutes. It's too long. There's no interval. It's too long. No film should be that long. Like, theatre pieces can be that long, but they put intervals in them. And I know that they came out and said, oh, there was no good place to put an interval. Well, then you make a good place. That's what editing's for. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to find somewhere where you, like, end a scene and then there's, like, a fade, like, then have a slow moment where you do an establishing shot onto the next thing. You put the interval there, in between those two scenes. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, we're back. Yay. I think we're back. It says excellent connection again. An encoder is... I don't really know what an encoder is, that's why I'm having so many technical issues while using it. It's essentially streaming software. If you go back and watch the rest of this video, or if you've been here for a while, you know that I had the Transformer 1 video playing here, so it allows me to, like, do screen recording while also just filming with the camera, and it, like, encodes all of that information, I guess, like, encrypts it, I don't know, and sends it to YouTube to stream. I'm not IT is the one GCSE I failed. I don't really know how it works. But yeah, I was going to go till 6 and it's 5:56 and everyone's been a bit quiet for the past 20 minutes. I guess it's because the connection's not fantastic. So the music's just got really upbeat and I'm talking about going away. Yeah, I just got here. Thanks for the info. So yeah, I might just. Why does the music get all upbeat? Cool. We're just gonna fade the music out. So urgent fears. Sorry for you only just got here. We've been having technical difficulties for the past 20 minutes. And I don't know, I don't think no one's really commenting anymore, so I'm just gonna, and the technical issues is just gonna continue, so I'm just gonna end this now. It's a little early, it's a couple of minutes early, might just wait for the timer to, the like 4 minutes exactly now, for the timer to get to an hour, because that'll be more fun. But so yeah, if anyone has anything they want to say in these last 4 minutes, go for it. But I'm pretty much done right now. Yeah, I've not seen the last vids. Been working and new sub. We'll go watch now. Have fun watching Endgame. I found you through Kevin Logan lol. Oh yeah, Kevin's cool. I don't know him that well, but he invited me onto his live stream and that was really fun. Thank you for subscribing. I'm glad that you like the stuff. And yeah, enjoy the transphobia video, and then once you've watched it, you can watch the first half of this post-mortem where I actually talk about it, expand on some of the points, which is what this is actually for. That's what this format's for. So thank you for, that's thank you for subscribing. That's very nice of you. Yeah, I guess I should shill Patreon and all that. So I have a Patreon and I have a paypal.me, and all of that sort of stuff. You can pretty much find all of it by just typing Alice Poteri into all of that stuff, because I have a marketable name. Yay! But also it's all in the description of this thing, and it's in the descriptions of everything else. And I think that's Sky. So I'll be right back. So graceful. Hello.
Hello.
Right, I'm gonna wrap this up because it's 6 o'clock. That's when I said I'd finish. Though I haven't been going for an hour, and I'd like an hour to be on the time code. So, what did you think of the video? That's
okay.
Not the thing that I use to record all my videos.
It's fine.
Since
it's safe.
Okay, I'm gonna need to check my camera now. I hope it's alright. Can you just shake it and hear if you can hear any rattling?
No rattling.
Good. Okay, the glass is fine. Okay.
It looks good.
Oh my god, that was terrifying. Excited for Endgame.
Yes, me? Yes, I
Yeah,
am.
cool. Right. Yeah, so I don't want to put you into this too much because obviously you haven't really consented to be public on the internet.
I love the energy.
Yeah, I don't mean, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, end.